And we are here.
We made it. This place is huge.
Look at it.
This is crazy. Gotta walk down there. It's gonna take us a break. Drive away like a 10-minute walk.
Thanks. It's so grandiose, so being greeted by music.
You definitely gotta get a video of the house now getting closer to it. Okay, where we at, boo boo?
We are at the Biltmore Estate.
Biltmore Estate, and it goes up and up and up and up and up. Like the gargoyle, though. It's pretty sick.
Okay, so what is this one?
Limited release Chin and Blanc. It's gonna be super sweet. They call it the Oh Wow wine.
Okay. The Oh Wow. Do you like it?
It is good.
Okay. And then we have our palate cleansers.
I had a palate cleanse. Okay. What was this from, baby?
That is the Christmas at Biltmore.
Christmas at Biltmore red version.
Red wine. It's supposed to be a sweet red.
It smells sweet. It's not bad. All of these, I could drink all of these.
Okay.
I like them.
Okay. Which one's your favorite?
I don't really have one yet. Maybe that Pinot Grigio.
There is no Pinot Grigio.
Which one was it?
It was
The Albarino?
the Albarino. It's the one
That might be my favorite. They're all really good. Like, I don't know.
So apparently,
The secret menu. Secret sauce.
so it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. Got a little bite.
Dry.
Yeah, it's a dry.
One day you gonna like them dry ones.
I'm gonna be bougie when
You gonna get bougie.
So how'd you like it?
The last one?
The wine tasting.
The wine tasting was dope. Highly recommend it.
Go to the Biltmore.
And it's included in your day pass.
Sure. We went to the house mix and the crowns. All right, we are out here, the Biltmore
Beautiful lights.
tree. Oh. And then behind us
Big old house.
is the castle.
It's like the house you need.
Yeah.
You don't want to be around. Before we hit the road, I heard there was a little story time in order. So I have lovely Rita Neal here to help back up what I say. But it was just kind of weird. So we went to Biltmore. And so you get to Biltmore, you walk up to the house. There's like a line to start the tour. So we had the audio tour with the self-guided. It's pretty cool. So while we're in line, I noticed that the guy behind me and the person that was with him were talking. And the young lady happened to mention that she didn't want to go to any war museums or anything like that, and she was kind of comparing Biltmore to that, which I thought was a little bit interesting. And so they had their conversation, whatever. I was like, okay, didn't think anything about it. So we started the tour. Somehow they ended up in front of us at some point, and so the guy started asking questions. And so I'm not like fully paying attention. There's a lot going on. I'm trying to listen to the audio thing. So I thought he was just asking questions to learn. Rita's like, no, this guy is questioning the people. And so I was like, really? Because he would kind of stand around and stuff, and like the lady would tap him on the shoulder to move on. We get to the next level right after that. So he had just I guess, argue with the lady about a painting, but he was very nice.
Yeah, with George Vanderbilt.
He was very nice. It wasn't like loud or anything. He was like whispering. We get to the next section, and he points at a picture. He's like, "Who is this?" And so the lady says, "King George, I think, right?"
And she works there.
She works there. Now all these people work there.
Yes.
The lady said King George, and he was like, "No, this is actually."
No, it was Henry. It was one of the Henrys.
It was some
the
king.
Got his neck chopped off and all that. Yeah.
It was some king. So she said the king that got his neck chopped off. Maybe it was Louis. And he was like, "No, it's actually this other king because this picture wouldn't have been." He's like yelling at this lady in a doorway. So there's like a line of people lined up trying to get past him. And it was just weird. Like, don't be that person. Don't be. It was 9. By that point, it was probably 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They have the nicest people working there. And they're just trying to give their little facts and go home. And this man is sitting there arguing like they're in a lecture about history. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because the worker was like, "Okay, I'll check on that."
She was like, "Yeah, I'll learn it later."
I'll check on that and keep it moving. And Thomas was like, "I want to stand and hear about what she's saying about the painting."
The painting I wanted to hear because I thought he just asked like for information. The second time, no, I was like, "Let's get past." Like we never saw him again.
Yeah, I wanted to stay and listen to the argument, but Thomas was like, "Let's go."
It wasn't an argument because it was one sided. Like the lady literally was like, "Oh yeah, this is so and so," and he's like, "No, this is such his name, and this is because of this."
Like from Russia or something. They were
from out of town.
Yeah, they're from out of the country.
I know that lady was embarrassed. She was like, you could just tell. She was like so quiet. She was like, "Come on," like that lady was embarrassed. That was sad. It was really sad. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, peace out, y'all.
40 overnight rain continues to block the northbound lanes of Hammond Road between Rush Street and I-40. Scott Burnett, Total Traffic.
All right, guys, just pulled up to East for my post-December interview. This will be my first in-person interview, so I'm kind of excited. It is 7:45 in the morning. I just got here, drove about an hour to get here. New car, new year, new interview. Let's get it. Peace.
Sunlight. Sunlight is bright. All right, it won't stand up. That's okay. Just finished ECU interview. It's about 1 p.m. Gotta head back, prepare some dinner for the fam before I go do my tutoring job. But it was a cool interview. It was definitely a cool interview. Very good vibes. Everybody was nice. Weren't any crazy questions. I will say that what it seems like, since this was the second round of interviews, I guess, or second half, whatever you call it, after December 15th, they definitely were asking a lot of questions about how I am as a student, any challenges I've had, almost like they were trying to test and see if I had done any work previously to prepare for the rigors of dental school, like what situations have I been in, how was I as a student, have I improved as a student. And so I talked about that a lot. It's funny. So I've always heard that they talk a lot about community service stuff. I didn't get to talk a lot about that today, or maybe I should have. Maybe my answers just slid that in and I didn't, which is okay. I'm not too pressed. But the conversations felt really, really good. I got to talk about my story. Every single interviewer noticed my story and how I had an interesting. So somebody said I had lived a life, So I got to explain kind of my application and what I had done to improve. It was a really dope interview. I got to see a little bit more than I did in person today, and now I just gotta wait to see if I hear back. So it was cool. I'll let y'all know how the UNC one goes. Peace. All right, I am finally done with my interviews at UNC Chapel Hill, Adams School of Dentistry. And as you can see, it has been a rainy day. Oh my goodness, it's been raining since what time I get up? 6 something. They were actually worried about frozen roads and things like that, but made it here safe. Today I was running a little bit later than I wanted, but I still got here on time. So everything started at about 7:45. The earliest you could get here was 7:15. Got here right around 7:30, which was cool. So a couple things about the interviews. I do like how Chapel Hill did it. So Chapel Hill had ECU I had like 6 or 7 other people with me in my interview. Chapel Hill, it was like, had to have been like 80 people there. It was so many people. They had 4 groups. I think each group had about 20 to 25 people. A lot of people, but they did everything that they could to not only streamline it, but make it comfortable. They had a lot of people just there to talk just to students that are there, calm the nerves a little bit. It's people for you to ask questions about the school. It was really, really cool. I'm not mad about this interview at all. So it started at like 7:45. It is currently 12:47, so we got out like 12:30, and then I had to walk back over to the parking deck. So I'm about to pay for my ticket and then get out of here. I don't even know what I'm gonna do now. I feel like on interview days, your jitters, even so, I felt the most relaxed probably today that I have any other day, and the jitters still drain me a little bit, because it's like, even if everything is going right, even if you're doing what you're supposed to do perfectly, you still have to kind of put on a face for everything, because you're trying to put that best foot forward, and you know that you're trying to do that. I went into it with the idea of, I'm gonna show who I am. I already have an acceptance under my belt, so that means that no matter what happens, I'm going somewhere. So the biggest thing is just, not stressing too much about the little things. Had some great interviews. My interviewers were real cool. It might as well have been just talking to a friend. Even the student interviewer, my favorite question was, she asked, who is your best friend? And then she asked qualities about that best friend, about me and our relationship together, and why it works for us and things like that. That was freaking awesome. Love that question. Yeah, it's been a cool ordeal. So ECU said they'll talk to me after like the 16th, possibly, whether or not I got in. No idea how it works with Chapel Hill. I do think that today went well. I'm trying to think of what I'm missing here. There's something missing. Oh, I remember. So there was one thing that I noticed that caught me by surprise. UNC and ECU, maybe it's because I'm non-traditional, or maybe it's because I've had at least a little bit of rapport with the schools, or like, kind of knowing a few of the people or meeting people, whether it's impression day, things that the schools do for the community and the future students. I don't know if that had effect or not, or if it's just because I'm a little bit older, or my application, as somebody said, I have a diverse application between education and work experience. But they didn't ask me about the school. I've always heard that, you have to be ready for the school's mission statement. And with ECU, I thought about it kind of after the interview. I was like, in the student interview, I did well talking about their mission, but I only had like 1 or 2 questions actually about the mission. And I didn't manage to always slip in that I like the community service stuff. I'm hoping it came across, because we definitely talked about some of the things I did, and they got a feel of my personality, but probably should have thrown that in a little bit more. It's okay. We'll see how it goes. Chapel Hill didn't ask me about their mission at all. It was both schools. It was really about who I am as a person. What have I done with my application? Not even how have I fixed my application. What have I done with my application, with becoming a prospective student for the schools? What have I learned in life? What are some of my life experiences, work experiences? I mean, they asked me everything on the board about me. I feel like I got a lot of chances to ask questions, and I had to have asked 6-7 questions to all my interviewers. That part was cool, because sometimes I get stuck. Like at ECU, they had a guy, and he mainly focused on working with the faculty, and I didn't have any idea who my interviewers were, so it's not like I could have researched them. And so it was hard coming up with questions for him, but he kind of helped me when I would ask things. I noticed he would steer the conversation a certain way, so I feel like he had things he wanted to talk to me about, which is okay. But that was a little bit more difficult. That was really the only awkward thing I feel like during my ECU interview. With Chapel Hill, it just felt like everything was smooth and flowing exactly how it needed to be. Whether it was them asking me about some of my ideas about school, or I don't even know if they asked me about grades. They asked about all my experiences basically, and then they have, of course, a standard question to ask that you can find probably on SDN or Google. But yeah, they asked a lot about me. It was very, very chill, and I can say I enjoyed myself today. It was a long day, I'm definitely a little bit drained, but I think I did put a good foot forward for these guys, and probably my best foot forward for these interviews compared to my pre-December interviews. So now it's just a waiting game to see what happens, and then if I need to make any more decisions. I've already put down my deposit at Meharry. It's because the goal is, I believe in a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So considering how hard it's been to get to this point, I'm not going to waste the opportunity if it's there. But there are some factors, some really big benefits to staying in North Carolina. So I need to be able to weigh my options and see if the time comes or if the opportunity presents itself, the best situation for me. Biggest advice I can give on interviews, man, one thing, please smile. I probably said it before a million times, but a lot of my interviews, I know people are nervous, but you're trying to be a dentist. Like, the very least you can do, smile a little bit or have like a approachable demeanor. And don't be afraid to talk. Of course, like, there's always a chance you'll over talk, but small things aren't that bad, like small conversations. One thing I always like to do, asking about hobbies is easy, sports is easy, or even just what somebody was doing, the past week. Those are easy ways to get a conversation started with anybody, and just go ahead and enjoy yourself. My interviewers, I asked them about kind of their experiences. One had worked in service areas, asked them about that and their dental school experiences. They were pretty recently graduated from dental school and have been working for a little while, kind of seeing how those experiences had shaped them or made them better. And I asked my other interviewer about his experience, because he's been not only in the dental profession for a while, but he's seen a lot, done a lot. So it's really cool kind of asking him, how things have evolved. He loved talking about how dentistry is getting better overall with the technology available, and he said the students are just amazing to work with. That was a great one. Love that guy, because he's a brilliant guy. If he wanted to, he could really be a butt to people, but he's not. He really seems to enjoy what he does and what he's trying to do. So that was pretty cool. And then hearing, like, he's one of those people where you gotta ask the right questions, but if he starts talking about his experiences, you're like, whoa, like, you are a brilliant and awesome person. So had a good time with that. It was the only interview I've had with breakfast, but their breakfast was definitely fire. They had the sausage links were good. I skipped them at first, but then you kept coming back to the same area for breaks. So I got a couple of those, and some like little cheeses and scones. So if you go to UNC, Adams School of Dentistry, try the scones, try the little pork sausage links if you can do that for your diet. So I got a little bit of that, but I didn't eat a lot. I just ate enough so that I wouldn't be lightheaded. I need to go find me some food, and I need to get out of here. So this is a little trek back to the house. It's about an hour in this wet and nasty condition. So, but I just wanted to let you guys know how everything goes. I'm feeling really great this application cycle. Never give up on your dreams as always, and just be yourself. By the time you get to the interview, they already know your stats. They already know your application. They know that you probably can do this thing, but they want to make sure. So just show them who you are. One of my favorite questions was, what strengths do I bring to a school? And I feel like my ability to de-escalate social situations, especially facing the public, is a skill everybody doesn't have. And it's a skill a lot of people younger than me definitely do not have. And that's going to be a big benefit in clinic, because people are people. They're interested, they're funny, and they don't like coming to the dentist. So we're going to put that in action very, very soon. Hopefully y'all have a great, wonderful day. Peace. Talking to my friend, I just remember one more thing. With dealing with interviews, take some of this stuff that you hear with a grain of salt. Really, if you're going to fact check things, think about who's telling you the information, how long it's been since the information would have been relevant, and realistically, always go in with an open mind, because things change, or maybe you get different types of interviewers or different people than you normally would. There's a lot of things that can change your experience. Maybe you made a mistake you didn't realize, and so it caused a little bit more tension in the room or something like that. I had somebody mention or ask me about the ECU interview because they heard that it was like being grilled or drilled with questions. That wasn't my experience at all. So things are perceived different ways, and it can also change depending on who's doing it, what day, what time, how their life is going. Biggest thing is focus on being the best version of you, doing the best you can, and trusting the fact that you've done what you're supposed to do. All right, peace.